Good morning. Welcome to Midnight in Somerset, the April edition. And as seems to be the way with these recordings, this is take 2. Take 1 was full of multiple tech failures, including the gimbal running out of battery and the video not recording. However, glorious day. Yes, lovely day, really warm today. And because it's warmed up a little bit recently, everything's gone a bit bananas growing wise. You saw the camp parsley coming out of the hedgerows. This looks great. Particularly this little bit along here. This is just perfect at the minute. It does start to get a bit leggy, and then when you're on these single track roads, just starts to encroach a little bit, but they will come along and trim it in the early summertime, which is good. So we're going to do a walk that we've done before actually, and a big blob of yellow out in the distance is the reason why we're going to do the same walk as we've done before. So we're going to have a wander through the rape field, and the last time we did the walk, which I think was the March one, the plants were just getting going. They were probably about half a foot tall. There is somewhat of a difference. Sid and I went out on this walk a few weeks ago, and I came out of the field looking like a bumblebee, absolutely covered in pollen off the rape. Okay, it's still covered in it. So, you guys are getting a dusting today. It's a really lovely day. Mild at last. A bit of rain the last few days. It's still pretty wet. Welly's on. It's lovely. You can see the winter barley here starting to come up nicely. It's just starting to take off. The trees starting to come out. We're heading south at the minute, and it's another sort of rough loop walk. Go south, we'll go through the field of rape, come back down the other side, come round, and back home. Right, let's do the gate. A bit breezy today, so apologise if there's any too much background noise. Should be okay. It's not as bad as some of the walks we've done. And there's some sheep in the next field, so I'll have to pop Sid on his lead in a minute. The village church is just about here. Where are we? Huh? There's my village over there, my house. trying to think about some of the stuff that I was talking about on the original video. There's definitely a story that involved the Civil War. Oh, yes. I was talking about mental health, and I've been doing quite a bit to work on my own, certainly from a work perspective, resilience, just getting back, feeling like I can get back to my best. And I've been doing lots of reading, and I've been at a few courses recently that have touched on resilience, mental health, kind of operating at the best of your capabilities. And I certainly feel a lot more on track than I have done for a little while, actually. A bit more in charge of my game. And one of the books I've been reading is by a lady called Sarah Farmer, who's an exec coach, and I would highly recommend it for anybody. It's called Leader Unleashed, and talks really well about imposter syndrome and managing that, and it's something that I've always felt applied to me. And it's a brilliant book. It gives you the right tools to be able to manage it, work on it. And I think that's the thing, right? That there's no silver fix. You do have to continually work at it, but it's really nice to see that, you know, even some of the most senior leaders have to do this on a routine basis. Right, Sid, let's get you on your lead. Come here. So how does this link to the American Civil War, I hear you say? Well, part of the book is about reflecting on your own situation and moments when you've not felt at your best. And a lot of those biases that your subconscious taps into at moments when you're under stress, under pressure, are set obviously when you were young, when you were a child. And so I was kind of reading this book recently and reflecting back on moments when I've not felt great, at my best. And there was one that stood out from when I was about 10 years old. And I was at primary school. These poor lambs, their haircuts. Primary school. I was in the school band and I was learning to play the trumpet, which I loved. Loved doing that. And our headmaster was mad keen on music, so we had a school band. Loads of different music lessons were available, which is brilliant, right? But every assembly, Friday assembly, I'm sure those of a certain age will remember getting the Come and Praise hymn books out. Well, Friday assembly was that. Let's just open this. Yeah, Friday assembly was Come and Praise hymns, but with the school band. And one of my headmaster's favourite tunes was the Battle Hymn of the Republic, which I think there's a fascinating story to that song. So obviously it's an American Civil War song, but it was a piece of music that was widely embraced by both sides of the Civil War, and it was composed around the story of John Brown, who was a abolitionist. Kind of before. Let's go have a look quickly. Hello. Hello, little one. How are you? Hello. Yeah, John Brown was very famously executed. Sit. Just keep an eye on Sid around the sheep fields, not for the obvious reasons, but because he loves eating the sheep poo. Come on, Sid. Come on. Hey. I said they're not in here, so you can come off, okay? Try not to eat too much poop. There you go. Yeah, so Battle Hymn of the Republic, about John Brown. Anyway, I'm in the school band playing the trumpet, and there's a nice trumpet solo halfway through. And the setup was, when it's your turn to solo, if you don't have to sit down to play your instrument, like guitar for example, or drums, you'd stand up and everybody could see you playing your solo. And sit. It's a really nice tune and quite a tricky little solo, but I've been rehearsing. Knew my stuff, I was pretty good on the trumpet. So it's Friday assembly and solo comes along. I stand up and I'm a bit nervous, and you have to have very good muscle control of your lips to be able to play the trumpet effectively, not just about blowing. And unfortunately, when you're nervous, you start to lose control of your facial muscles. Anybody who's been nervous and tried to do some public speaking will probably be able to relate to that a little bit. So I stand up a little bit nervous, blow my trumpet, and I don't have adequate control, and nothing comes out. Keep on blowing all the way through the solo, playing the keys, nothing. Sit back down again. Obviously I'm mortified, but the nerves ease off, and lo and behold, the sound starts coming out the end of my trumpet. And I look back on that moment as probably a really significant time in terms of setting some biases for me about feeling comfortable to let go, express myself, and be the sort of leader that I want to be, I suppose. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, and it's helped a lot, really has. I feel a lot more positive, and a lot more able to do my best stuff, and I hope my team will start to see the benefits of that shortly. Right, so we're coming through this little coppice. When we come out the top of the hill, we'll be into the rape field, and we'll do our best to follow the path. I have to zip my coat up again, gonna get covered, but it's pretty cool. And I will try and give you a kind of eye level view as we go through. cowslips just here. That's it, off you go. Trees have really, leaves have really sprung out in the last few days. Last time I was up here, it's literally about 5 days ago. These are still just unfurling. A bit of heat, a bit of rain. It's really encouraged everything. It's great. Love this time of year. Right, here we come. I hope we can get through actually, otherwise we'll be going around the edge of the field. Right, here we are. So I am 6'2", and this is my eye level, so you can see there are some of these plants well over 6'2". Oh, Sid's gone, I've lost him. Right, let me zip my coat up. Right, Siddy. And I think this is another reason for feeling so great. You can't help but, when you're in this, just get lost in it. Physically and metaphorically. It's amazing. The smell, I wish you could smell it. I'm sure you've probably driven past fields of this stuff and you get a waft of the perfume come through in the car. It's amazing. Right, let's go, Sid. I'm glad I don't have hay fever. Otherwise it would probably be quite I'm going to get soaked as well. These parts are really wet. It would be really annoying if I had hay fever too. Otherwise you're going to get covered in my debris. No, sit up this way. That's it. Good boy. That's it, good boy. There you go. Give me the stuff. There you are. Go on, off you go. I left the babies totally soaked. Oh well. Need to show you. Totally soaked. Come on, Teddy. Right, I need to be careful. Not lose the path. God, so wet. So, go on, you go in front. Really, you can literally, there's no path to be seen. Come on, Teddy. Good boy. wring the water out of my trousers now. It rained a bit yesterday, you see. It's all just stuck in the leaves of this plant. Oh well. It's very cool nonetheless. And should be worthy of lots of likes, I reckon. God, look at this. Like, even since I was up here last, it's grown about another foot. It's really not going to be a pleasant walk for the rest of this. My trousers are soaked. And my boots are going to be filling up the water in a sec. That's it, there's a good boy. See it just in the distance. This is why we do it. Views are amazing. It's like Contox there. Adopt some emergency measures here. Pit stop to wring out my trousers. I definitely have puddles of water in my boots now. Just as we get to the end of the field. Round at the state of me. Right, let's start again. Wrung my trousers out, poured the water out of my boots. I'm still soaking wet and now a bit chilly, but we'll complete the walk. Up here. We'll walk down the hill and then we'll be heading back north before we turn back west home. It's warm enough, I may have almost dried out by the time we get home. Anyway. I don't do these videos for self-gratification or public endorsement, but I reckon my efforts there are worth a few subscribers or likes. Right, so this little path brings us out by the old lime kiln that I showed you last time. Still a decomposing fox corpse in there, so I will not show you in there again this time. Come on, City. There we go. Off we go. Sit. Oh. Come on over this way. That's the blanket. That's it, good boy. Hello. One thing that's definitely missing from this walk versus version 1 of the April walk was the bloody awful earworm I had in my head. Thankfully it's disappeared. I had, Cliff Richard couldn't get rid of it. Did give me the opportunity to talk about my musical guilty pleasures though, which cropped up in a recent team meeting at work. I had a good little show and tell of some of our guilty pleasures. Some of them were a bit dull, if I'm honest. We had a coffee lover and a game of squash addict. Can't quite decide whether those individuals just need to get out a little bit more, or actually if that means that they are harbouring some deep and dark secrets that they just don't feel that they could share with their colleagues. I'll go with the latter, it's a bit more exciting. I think I've got a reasonably healthy list of guilty pleasures. But I shared a musical one, which was Engelbert Humperdinck, which went down a treat with the group. But Engelbert is infinitely better than the Cliff Richard song I had in my head. I've got quite an eclectic set of musical tastes. I think we talked about this on one of the first walks. I've always had music on in the background. Thank my mum for that. I remember one of the very first toys I had was a Fisher-Price record set. Joe, you must have seen them. I'm sure lots of you guys had them as well, right? Got these plastic discs, just looks like little 7-inch singles, which play little nursery rhyme tunes. But just found my mum and dad's turntable a fascinating piece of equipment. And then they had obviously other LPs and 7 inches. Just used to listen to Orange Tip. Bohemian Rhapsody, loved that one. 10cc had a song called O'Donnell, which is not one of 10cc's finest efforts, but I could still quite happily listen to that. Definitely appealed to the kid. Mum had a copy of Crocodile Rock by Elton John 7-inch, which was heavily warped. Just made the playing experience a lot of fun. But yeah, then there was a couple of other guilty pleasures in there. Doctor Hook. Mum had a Doctor Hook best of. And I used to listen to Jungle to the Zoo on repeat a lot. Still very happy to say I've got Doctor Hook on my Apple Music list. Yeah, Doctor Hook and John Denver. I love a bit of John Denver. Kenny Rogers. And I suppose those guys are not necessarily seen at the credible end of country music. So I'm also quite keen on a bit of Graham Parsons, Emmylou Harris, Johnny Cash, of course. I love country music. Some horses just behind us, just deciding whether to follow. Look, the bluebells are coming out. The oak tree is finally coming back to life. This one's a bit haggard. I thought my trousers might have dried out a bit by now, but no. So we stopped here last time. Oh, it's a good view today. It's the Quantocks again. Come around and Taunton's just in that direction. And then you've got the Blackdown Hills over there. Just hear the skylarks buzzing around. All barley coming up here. I've definitely noticed a change in planting this year. It's a lot more barley, a lot more rape. And in our village anyway, there was 4 or 5 fields worth of potatoes. I think I've only seen one field be started with potatoes, which is unusual. Must be economic reasons for that, I guess. Or it could just be rotation, but yeah, it just feels a bit weird. Right, come and sit. Come on, let's go. Not much shelter at all. So Mum's record collection kind of led me then onto 3 staples of my listening. The Beatles, number 1. Motown and soul, and the Rolling Stones. Come on, Teddy. Come on. Let's get up here, and then we'll let the horses come past. Lovely. Just remember the amazement, I suppose, of the discovery process of the music by those bands. And I mean, there's still great music available, but I won't have that again, and it was an amazing experience because, of course, the catalogue for those artists is immense. Yeah, you never get that discovery feeling quite the same ever again, and it was amazing. This is a rough. Of course, the problem now with my mum letting me and my little sister play all her records was that we absolutely ruined them. And she had an original copy of Sergeant Pepper with the insert, original pressing, beautiful, thick, heavy vinyl. And I played the vinyl to death, and my sister took a biro pen to the sleeve and scribbled all over it, and took out the insert. Easy come, easy go. Other potential antique fortune misadventures. I had quite a Star Wars collection, including a fully kitted out Millennium Falcon, lots of first edition Kenner figures, a couple of rare ones in there, and what else do I have? Snowspeeder from Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, which is brilliant because it had a little button on the back which you press, the wings would pop off. Luke Skywalker's X-Wing fighter, of course. And yeah, my dad got fed up of all these toys hanging about, and I sort of sympathise with him, I suppose. I've now been in that situation myself, and he got rid of them all for a few pence at a car boot sale. I do still have my Sinclair ZX Plus Spectrum with cassette recorder and a box full of games. That's my Antiques Roadshow pass for about 20 years' time. So we are coming to the end of this walk. getting soaked, it's been really nice. I feel like we've got a good record of what April's offered us from a nature perspective. Certainly the growth, we can see it along here in the hedgerows, the trees just starting to come out. Heat's starting to come back in. Birds are frantic at the moment nesting. We've got a sparrow's nest and a starling nest in the roof of the house. So yeah, coming back into the village now. Still soaking wet, but it's been worth it. Hope you've enjoyed this one. I'm really looking forward to watching all 12 of these back. Just sitting there. The changes sped up. Definitely pleased I started doing this. Sit. Sit. Yeah. Hey. Sit. Feisty sheep. It's a bit blowy and there's a car coming, so sit, come here. So I will sign off here, everybody. Join me for the May walk. Thanks for coming. And look forward to seeing you all again soon. Don't forget to tell your friends. Don't forget to check out the other walks if you haven't seen them already. Another car coming. Sit. And yeah, do you know what? Give me a like. I think it's worth it. I know these walks can be, well, they're not can be, they are long. You need to invest a bit of time in them. But you know, that's part of the reason. Short and quick and digestible content has got its place for sure, but we all need to take a little bit of time out sometimes, and I hope some of you are able to do that. Anyway, see you again in May. Cheers.